Hello, and welcome to a tutorial for the classic dating sim Tokimeki Memorial. There's really no other game like it that I've played, but that means the mechanics of this game can also be very foreign and daunting to approach. While a full fan translation exists for the Super Famicom version, for the purposes of this video I'll be using the Saturn version, which currently has a translation in the works. Regardless, there aren't any big differences in gameplay. The final goal of Tokimeki Memorial is to raise one girl's affection to the highest it can get, thus leading her to confess to you at the end of your 3 years of high school. At the same time, you are a student, and so you must not neglect your studies either. Navigating and balancing your school life and dating life comprise the basic gameplay loop of Tokimemo. With that said, let's go over the game right from the beginning. After pressing start on the title screen, you'll reach the file select menu. The only option you'll have at first is to create a new file. For the Saturn version, you can select between the onboard memory or cartridge memory if available. On subsequent play sessions, you'll be able to copy and erase files. You can even reset a file to the beginning of the game if you're not happy with your playthrough. After creating a file, the game will ask if you wish to change any options. You can adjust the text speed, the placement of your activity icons, and change the cursor to behave like a mouse cursor, as well as set the speed of the cursor. You can also turn off the voices, if you really wanna.
信じられない。この私の誘いを断るなんて失礼するわ。
When you're finished with the options menu, you'll reach the name entry screen. Shiori, the main heroine herself, will ask what your name is. Remember, it's your family name first, then your given name next. You'll also need to enter your nickname. After you're done, you'll need to enter your birthday and blood type. Once you're finished, you can confirm whether you're okay with your entries or not. After finishing with your own info, Shiori will then ask if you remember what her birthday and blood type are. Once again, you can confirm the entries. When you're good to go, the prologue of the game will start, and your character will introduce himself as a freshman who somehow passed the entrance exam to Kirameki Private High School, the same school as Shiori Fujisaki, his childhood friend. You are also introduced to Yoshio Saotome, a very important character for your playthrough due to his wealth of knowledge. And lastly, you'll be introduced to this rich kid by the name of Rei Ijuin. Once the prologue is finished, you'll arrive at the activity selection screen and the game will truly start. The game begins on April 4th, 1995, and although it's a Tuesday, mechanically it acts like a Sunday night, with the exception of not being able to save or load. Before we get into what that entails, let's first look at free actions. You can check the options menu, as well as the calendar for the current and upcoming month whenever you have access to the activity menu. Get used to checking the calendar as it displays holidays in red, icons for upcoming events, as well as hearts for dates you have scheduled. Lastly, you can access saving and loading, which are only available on Sunday nights. The game progresses on a weekly cycle which starts after selecting an activity on Sunday nights and ends on the following Sunday night, although you will get to select an additional activity on Sunday mornings as well as any holidays. Now let's move on to weekday activities. On Sunday nights, you select one of the weekday activities which you will repeat for the coming week on every weekday, including Saturdays but excluding public holidays. Each weekday activity increases one main stat and increases or decreases other stats. They are as follows: studying humanities, studying sciences, studying art, working out, hanging out, improving your appearance, and resting. There are also club activities which are not available until the first Sunday. You can select which club you wish to enroll in. Note that every sports-related club has a designated meetup on the third Sunday of every month. If you skip, you'll be kicked out of the club. A non-sports-related club will affect the Culture Festival event on the second Saturday of October. You can quit the club of your own volition on any Sunday or holiday. For each of these activities, there will be a chance to succeed or fail. Succeeding will net you higher gains. It might be overwhelming to deal with so many stats, however in general, as long as you continue to increase them over your high school career, you'll be fine. The only stats you really need to pay attention to are the health and stress stats, as well as your looks. If your health falls too low, you'll run the risk of injury, causing success rates to lower for physical-related activities. If your stress gets too high, you may get neurosis, lowering success rates for studying and exams. And in the case it's both, you'll get seriously sick and be forced to rest for an elongated period of time. On average, try to keep your health above 40 and stress below 30. As for your looks, if you neglect your personal hygiene, girls might just not want to be seen with you. Keep your look stat above 40. On Sundays and public holidays, you'll get to select one activity to do just for that day. All of the weekday activities will have an increased effect. Activities specific to Sundays and holidays include checking event info. This can be accessed as many times as you want. The event info screen will show you what movie is currently in theaters, what kind of concert you can attend, as well as any special locations you can go to. Event info will refresh 1 month before a new season. Don't forget to check at least once per season as you will miss out on new date spots. Making a phone call. Yoshio, Shiori, and Rei are your only contacts by default. We'll get into the significance of phone calls later. Lastly, you can go on a date if you have one scheduled. And that's the main reason we're even playing this game. Dating girls. The general flow goes like this. As you progress through your school life, you'll randomly encounter girls at school based on your stats. Once a stat reaches a certain threshold, there'll be a chance that you encounter a new girl corresponding to that stat on a school day. You won't encounter any new girls on Sundays, holidays, events, and your summer and winter breaks, with some exceptions. Also, the stat threshold will become higher as you progress through the game. After you've encountered a girl, she'll start to become active in your playthrough. You may bump into her at or after school, and you may see her during special events. If you call the your good friend Yoshio, you can ask him for the girl's contact info as well as every girl's affection rate towards you. Once you have her contact, you'll be able to give her a present on her birthday as well as call her and schedule dates with her. You can select any Sunday or holiday up to 4 weeks in advance, and then select the location. The date is not guaranteed, she might reject the date. Each girl has preferences for where they like to go. It'll be up to you to figure them out. It's also possible that the girl herself will ask you for a date when you bump into her at school. Dating is the main source of raising affection from a girl as long as you select the correct dialogue choices during dates. Giving the correct gift for her birthday will also raise affection. Doing well in school, such as exams and the sports festival, will also increase general affection towards you. So that's all fine and dandy, but now we get to the hard part. If you ever neglect any of the girls you've encountered, they will secretly start to get unhappy. Eventually, you'll see a notification that bad rumors about you are spreading. If you happen to encounter the girl, you'll know something's wrong. Otherwise, if you call Yoshio at this point, you'll see a bomb on the affection screen next to the girl's name. It's also possible that multiple girls will hold bombs. If you don't defuse the bombs, eventually they will blow, causing all the girls' affection rates to lower at once. Bombs can be defused by calling the girl and attempting to schedule a date, regardless if she accepts or not. If she really hates you, you won't even get the choice to have one. If you're lucky and her birthday is close, giving the correct gift will also defuse the bomb. One last tip. Make sure there are no bombs active at the end of your playthrough, even if the girl is at the highest affection level. That may jeopardize your chances of a confession. All of these mechanics together mean that a big part of the game is balancing your attention between all the girls, not just focusing on the one girl you want to end up with. Whether you meticulously keep track of everything or just go with the flow is up to you. With that said, at this point you should be able to jump right in. Your first year in-game might be a bit uneventful, however by the end of your playthrough you'll wish you had more free time. It might take you a while to really get a hold of things, but don't worry as one playthrough is relatively short. On average, one playthrough took me about 2 to 3 sessions, each between 2 to 3 hours long. Your first playthrough may not go the way you want, mine didn't either. Just enjoy the mishaps along the ride. This may have been a lot to take in, so feel free to refer back to this video anytime. Thanks for watching. So for those of you who would like a little more guidance, let's go over the events that happen throughout the year in chronological order, so you can better prepare yourself in advance. Here are the standard events you'll encounter. The first Saturday of June is the sports festival. Here you have a choice between several mini-games such as the 3-legged race and 100-meter dash. The second week of July will be your summer exams. Monday through Friday will each be a different subject. On Saturday, you'll get your final score. Your summer break will start on the final week of July and will last all the way until the first weekday of September. Weekdays during breaks don't act like holidays unless it is an actual public holiday. However, there won't be any school, and you won't meet any new girls during this period. If you belong to a club, the third week of August will be a summer training camp. For your second year of school, the second week of September will be a school field trip. You'll get to choose between visiting Kyoto and Nara, Okinawa, or Hokkaido. The second Saturday of October is the Culture Festival. If you belong to one of the non-sports clubs, you'll participate as part of your club. Otherwise, you'll attend as a visitor. The third week of December will be your winter exams. There's no difference between this and summer exams, although as you progress through the years, you'll need higher academic stats to perform well. December 24th is the Christmas party at Ray's mansion. You can only attend if your looks stat is high enough. Otherwise, you'll be spending Christmas alone. The minimum requirement increases each subsequent year. The last week of December until the 8th of January will be your winter break. January 1st is Hatsumode, the New Year's shrine visit. You can choose either to go alone or call a girl to come with you. At the shrine, you can wish for better academic skills, better health, or better affection from a certain girl. You'll also draw an omikuji, which determines your luck for the year, although I'm not sure how much a good or bad result actually affects you. February 14th is Valentine's Day. All girls who have a high enough affection for you will give you chocolate. In your first and second years of school, the first week of March will be your spring exams. Then, White Day will be on March 14th, where you'll get the chance to give back chocolate to a girl who gave you chocolate for Valentine's. The final week of March up until April 4th will be your spring break before the start of the next school year. In your third year of school, you'll instead have to choose between university entrance exams or employment tests on the last Monday of February, and the game will end on March 1st. Some girls may be affected by your results, so try not to flunk these. And that's about it for standard yearly events. Tokimeki Memorial has far more content than what I could hope to contain in a single video. I hope all of this helps, so good luck and have fun discovering everything else this game has to offer. I'll see you all in the next one. Hopefully.